So this lesson is just to show you how to use a graphing calculator to sort a list if you're trying to get the numbers in order, and just a reminder of how to take that list and turn it into a box and whisker plot and find a 5-number summary. So what I have in my lists here, I've already put these in another lesson I showed how to do this. So you might want to go back to this one if you don't know how I got these numbers in here. But you can just take a list of numbers like this, list 1 and list 2, and you can sort them. So the graphing calculator will actually put them in order for you. And so the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to hit this button that says list, and this works on a TI-83 as well after I get out of this window. And if I hit my second list button, so I'm going to push the yellow one and list on a TI-83, just push the stat button. So I want to get to where it says stat. And then I go over to operations. And the first operation is sort, and sort A means A to Z, sort D is the opposite direction. So if I want it least to greatest, I'll do sort A. If I want it greatest to least, I'll do sort D. So I'm going to do the first one because I want it in order. If I hit enter, now it's waiting for me to tell it which list I want to use. So again, I'm going to hit the yellow button and stat and choose list 1. So it was this button and this button to get this menu, the yellow button and list. And on a TI-83, it's just simply the list button. Same idea. And so that's what I want to see in the window, sort list 1. And when I hit enter, it'll just say done. If I go back to my list, you'll see that the first list now is in order. And the second list is not in order because I didn't do that when I just did the first list. Now if I want to do the second list, I'm going to do the same thing. So second and the list button, this one here. I'm going to go over to operations, OPS, and number 1. So I hit enter. And then now I want to tell it list 2, so I'm going to push the yellow button, second, list, and choose list 2. So I want to see that one come up. And I can do the same thing there. Hit enter. And now it shows list 2. And when I hit enter, it says done. I'm going to push the list. I can see both of my lists are sorted in order from least to greatest. So if I wanted to get those in order, I could do that. It's a very similar set of operations on a TI-83. So here's a TI-83. These are actually already in order. I've already sorted these, but I can go back through the process here. If I wanted to sort a list, this is actually my list 3. And I could take, in this case, just push the stat button, this one here. And then you can see that you have a choice of sort A is the second thing. So I'm going to go down to that and hit enter. And now it wants to know which list. So now I'm going to have to push the second, the yellow button, and stat, in this case, second, stat, and then choose the list, list 3. Whichever list I want to sort. And see, I've already done this once. List 3. So list 3 is sorted. If I wanted to do the same thing again, push the stat button, sort A or D. In fact, let's just reverse it. So we'll do sort D so it does it the opposite direction. And so now it's going to sort from greatest to least, if I wanted to see it that way. So I push the yellow button and the stat button. And now I pick which list I want to sort, so I'll go to actually do list 4. I'm going to do list 4 the opposite direction. And I hit list 4, enter, and it says done. And when I look at my list, second list, and actually I just want to hit stat, this button, and edit to see the list. You can see list 4 now is in greatest to least. So this one I sorted A, sort A, this one I sorted sort D, and so if you're trying to get lists put in order, one of the ways to do that is to actually just put the numbers in a list in your calculator and then actually have the calculator do the sorting for you. You don't really have to sort a list to make a box and whisker plot because I could just simply have put them in whether they're in order or not. So I have these other lists in here, I put them in order. But even whether they're in order or not, the calculator, if you go to your stat plots, again I showed this in another lesson using the plots. My plots 1 and plots 2 are on. I could use my plot 3 and turn that on. This one only has 3 plots, but so I'm going to go down to a box and whisker plot and hit enter and change this to list 3. So I can make a box and whisker plot for list 3, hit enter, and then it's all set. And if I graph it, you can see I have a third one that showed up here. It's kind of off the screen because the other two are down lower, so I'm going to actually zoom and then down to zoom stat number 9 and hit enter. And there you see all 3 of them. Now they're for different things, so this is not a good comparison. These ones are prices, and this third one is for salted, unsalted. And so I'm not going to use that one at this point. So that's how you can use a graphing calculator to sort your lists, either least to greatest or greatest to least. Again, if you need to go back over this one again to learn to use your calculator, same thing, TI-83 and TI-70, very similar. Oftentimes it's the list button that's just the reverse. So depending upon which calculator you're using as you watch this, it should help you to be able to sort your lists and use that function of your calculator.